A man named David began documenting what he believed was a haunting centered around a single object in his home, a doll. The doll had started producing a voice, not mechanical, not a recording glitch, a strained, emotional sound repeatedly crying out the name Daniel, like something calling for a person who was never coming back.
Buenos Aires, ya tengo ventiladores y todo. Todo está cerrado aquí. Así no parece que me ve. Pero así sí. Y así es como me acuesto. ¿Pero quién es Daniel? Alexa, enciende la luz del baño.
Muy bien.
¿Qué? Pero no entiendo por qué aquí. No entiendo por qué en este lugar. Miren. Cambio de posición, ¿vieron? No me había dado cuenta. Estoy así, volteo a ver y ya me está viendo así. ¿Vean la diferencia de cómo me estaba viendo?
The voice didn't sound angry. It sounded desperate, trapped. And that was only the beginning. David noticed the doll changing position on its own. He'd leave the room with it facing away, come back to find it facing directly toward him. That was when the fear shifted from curious to serious. And then the activity left the doll entirely. One night, noises outside pulled him to investigate.
Son las 12:31 de la noche y otra vez. Y estoy solo. Ya me cansé, en serio ya me cansé. Ya estoy cansado. Otra vez. Ahí se ve la otra vez. ¿Se acuerdan? No hay nada. Me subo rápido. ¡Ay, no mames! Se me cayó el celular. ¿Lo vieron?
A dark, human-shaped figure appeared in the distance, sudden, still, watching. From that night forward, something began knocking on his door every single night.
Son las 4:16 de la mañana. Recuerden que yo me duermo con la tele encendida. ¿Escuchan, no?
And the figure outside didn't stay consistent. Sometimes it appeared male, sometimes it looked like a woman, like whatever it was couldn't hold a fixed form.
Pendejo. Voy a encender la luz. Para los que me ponen en los comentarios acerca de que hago cortes en la cámara o que se ocultan en algún lado, qué sé yo, personas. Mi hermana estaba ahí porque la estábamos cuidando de algo que le pasó. No, nada. Nada. No sé. Ya déjenme en paz.
Many viewers believe the doll acted as a doorway, that whatever David brought into his home through that object was far darker than a simple haunting. A family in India had been documenting a series of unexplained events inside their home for months. Objects moving on their own, strange noises echoing through the house at night, and on one occasion, hundreds of maggots appearing on the floor with no visible source. The family believed it all began after they dismissed their longtime maid, suspecting she may have placed a curse on the house before leaving. The security cameras were running the night things escalated beyond anything they had experienced before. The family was woken by strange sounds and came downstairs to find their living room in complete disarray, like something invisible had torn through it.
Did it go?
No, Mama. You take care of Mommy. Daddy will come soon. पूरा सामान गिरा हुआ है.
What?
Yeah. इधर भी पूरा कवर गिरा हुआ है.
And then the sounds of small, fast footsteps running across the floor. Nothing there, nothing visible. And then the father was pushed violently by something unseen, falling to the ground in shock. Viewers watching their footage urged the family to leave immediately. They want to, but personal and financial circumstances have kept them there. So they stay, documenting every incident, hoping what's in that house doesn't escalate further. It started with a dismissed maid and a suspected curse. It has since become something that physically attacks the people living inside. Whatever entered that home, it has no intention of leaving on its own. A woman who appears to be seriously ill, possibly near the end of her life, is being watched through a monitoring camera by a friend or family member. The footage seems unremarkable at first, and then something appears in the frame that nobody was expecting.
What the f is that? It's like something touching her. What the hell is that?
What looks like an arm reaching toward her, briefly visible, then gone. Not a sleeve, not a reflection, a shape extending toward the woman as if trying to touch her. Some viewers believe it's the spirit of a loved one, drawn to her in her final moments, offering something the living in that room couldn't. Others believe there's a logical explanation. The footage hasn't been definitively explained either way, but the gentleness of it, the way it reaches rather than grabs, is the detail that stays with people long after the clip ends. This man is proud of his haunted doll collection and regularly shows them off on TikTok. At first, the videos seem harmless, just someone with an unusual hobby. But sharp-eyed viewers started noticing things in the background that he hadn't pointed out himself. Subtle things, things that were different between one clip and the next.
Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the wall. Trying for something different.
Dolls slightly changing positions between videos, one doll's head appearing to tilt on its own, and then a particular doll starts moving without anyone touching it. The man brings it into his bedroom to monitor it more closely, convinced something paranormal is attached to it, and after that, the rest of the collection starts responding too. other dolls shifting, falling, reacting, almost as if whatever is connected to that one doll has now made itself at home among all of them. The movements don't feel random, they feel like responses, like something paying attention to his attention. Viewers are divided between genuine paranormal attachment and an elaborate staged setup, but the progression is what's hard to dismiss. It didn't start dramatic. It started with small, barely noticeable shifts in the background, the kind of thing that only becomes obvious when you're looking for it, and by the time you are looking for it, it's already gotten much worse. A night guard working inside an old abandoned school was doing his rounds, patrolling the halls, checking classrooms, locking up. Straightforward work in a building that had been empty for years. Then, while passing the bathroom, he heard it. Running water. Faint movement, like someone was inside. He waited outside the door, expecting someone to walk out. Nobody did, so he went in.
Vámonos aquí. Mi trabajo es checar que ya no haya nadie. Apagar todo y cerrar todo. Es una escuela. Una escuela de noche. En Estados Unidos, que tiene muchos años esta escuela ya. Es una escuela muy viejita.
The bathroom was completely empty, but the sink was still running. No leak, no damage, no plumbing issue that could explain it. Just water running in a room with no one in it, in a building that had been shut down for years. Like something in that space was still going through the motions of being alive, repeating a moment that never truly ended. Clay had spent 6 years living in a house filled with constant knocking, strange noises, and the unshakable feeling of being watched. When he finally moved out, he believed it was over. New apartment, fresh start, nothing following him through the door. It didn't take long for that belief to fall apart. One morning, while calmly washing dishes, a loud knock echoed through the apartment. And then a kitchen chair slid across the floor on its own. He pushed the chair back. It happened again. Knock first, then movement, like a pattern, like something establishing a routine. Later, reviewing his footage, he found something he hadn't noticed in the moment. At the exact time the chair moved, the lights in his bedroom flickered violently in the next room. And then there was the locked door, a door inside the apartment his landlord had forbidden him from opening, with no explanation given. And then came the footsteps. Captured on camera late at night, steady, moving through the apartment, while Clay lay awake in bed completely alone. Clay didn't bring the haunting to that apartment. The haunting brought itself. It had followed him, and it already knew the layout. For several days, deeply disturbing things had been happening inside Rosanna's house. She couldn't get anyone to believe her, so she decided to start recording, to capture proof of whatever was sharing that space with her. What the camera picked up is difficult to watch.
Right.
The mannequin's head slowly turns to face her on its own. Seconds later, an object placed directly in front of her drops to the floor without being touched. And then she felt something breathing behind her and heard a voice whisper a single word. No. She uploaded the footage to Reddit. Responses were immediate. Most viewers believed what she captured was either a spirit or some kind of active, hostile presence inside that house. A woman known online as Cello Loca is popular for her tarot card readings and fortune-telling live streams. But one particular stream was different. Instead of reading cards, she decided to attempt a séance inside her house, sitting in front of a mirror, trying to communicate with the dead, with a friend watching the stream live on the phone.
Si me quedara inmovilizada. Mira que se ahora hacen así.
Ahora se abre la puerta.
¿Dónde está la puerta? ¿Se ve la puerta?
Sí.
Ábrete, ábrete. Ábrete puerta. Ábrete puerta. Que se abra la puerta. Que se abra.
No es posible. No es posible.
Ay, tu madre, hija de puta. No me toquéis que estoy protegida, ¿eh? No me toquéis que estoy protegida. No vale, ya abro la...
She asked the spirit to give her a sign. It did. The door behind her slowly opened on its own at the exact moment she made the request, the moment the words left her mouth. Clearly shaken, she tried to compose herself and continue, but the activity didn't stop there.
¿Puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Te puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Estás enfadado? ¿Te puedes poner delante del espejo, por favor? ¿Te puedes poner delante? Venga, ponte delante del espejo. Te quiero ver. Dios, tu puta madre. Oh, puta, que me caigo.
Hostia, échalo, cuidado.
Hostia.
It became too much. She ended the stream abruptly, overwhelmed and frightened. Many viewers believe she made contact with something that night, and that whatever responded to her through that door wasn't something she was prepared to deal with. Others think the timing was staged. Michelle and her husband live in a quiet suburban home in Long Island, New York, raising 4 children while running a traveling petting zoo. To keep an eye on their youngest, they installed a nanny cam in the baby's bedroom. One night, while checking the monitor, Michelle noticed something that didn't make sense. Her baby had woken up, but instead of crying, she was sitting up in her crib, smiling, laughing, and pointing toward a dark corner of the room. The behavior continued for nearly an hour. The room was empty, nothing visible in that corner, nothing that could explain why a baby would spend an hour laughing and pointing at it. Michelle has no explanation. What the camera captured that night left the entire family unsettled, because whatever her daughter was reacting to, it was clearly something only she could see. A few days after her first video, Rosanna uploaded again. The disturbances in her house had started back up, and this time she kept the camera running. What it captured was worse than before.
Loli. Loli. Laisse-moi. Loli. Oui, Loli.
The door in front of her began opening and closing on its own, repeatedly. She decided to move closer, to stand directly in front of it and see for herself what was causing it. And when she got close enough, she saw him, a shadowy male figure standing right there near the door. Then, as if that wasn't enough, a sound came from the fireplace behind her, something she hadn't expected, something that made everything worse.
Celui qui devant sous l'abri du trio repose en nous puissant. Je tire
Rosanna explained that whenever she played religious songs or prayed inside the house, whatever was there became violent in response. After everything that was documented across both videos, she made the decision to leave. She moved out and didn't go back. If you made it through all of these, drop a comment and let me know which one got under your skin the most. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. See you in the next one.